Alright, welcome back to another video of Davian's collection of VHS DVDs, games, and more. Today I'm going to be doing my entire Disney DVD collection for October 2022. It is a brand new collection. I have 32 Disney DVDs. One of them is going to go to the drop test because of the issue I'm going to tell you in a moment. It's going to be freaking epic. Now let's get on to the video. Starting with is the 2010 remake of Alice in Wonderland. It works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is the 2017 remake of Beauty and the Beast. That works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is A Wrinkle in Time based on the novel. That works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. You can see a little bit of the DVD here. Next up is the original Wreck-It Ralph that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Got it the same day as Thomas and Friends Track Stars on DVD from Hit Entertainment. Next up is Descendants 2 that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. The boxed DVDs, many of them I will not be showing you the disc because it takes a long time. Next up is Mary Poppins Returns that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is the 2019 Dumbo. It does not work, so I'm going to be destroying it soon. Next up is the Halloween collection of Disney, which has The Nightmare Before Christmas, which I have on video cassette, and the original Hocus Pocus. The new Hocus Pocus movie came out this year, so if you wanted to watch this movie, head on over to a theater near you to watch Hocus Pocus 2. It's a sequel to the original one. Next up is Finding Dory that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is Ralph Breaks the Internet that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever, and it features the Disney princesses and Sonic the Hedgehog. Next up is 101 Dalmatians 2 Patch's London Adventure that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is The Lion King that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is The Little Mermaid Anniversary Edition that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is Black Bear's Ghost that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is Remember the Titans that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. The DVD version is an early 2000s DVD. Next up is A Christmas Carol from Disney that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Next up is Camp Rock 2, The Final Jam Extended Edition that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. And it features the Christmas Phineas and Ferb trailer. So that is part 1 of my Disney DVD collection for October 2022.